Look how fucking shit this is. Nothing is interactable. Everything is just a fucking set piece. A frozen set piece. The last time I've seen this is in the game Rage. And that enraged me. That everything is just frozen in place. You have all these bodies. Uninteractable. You have all this stuff. Uninteractable. This right here, right? You can't move it around. No physics. You have the stuff on the bench or the desk or whatever. Can't look. You're leaving marks on the set piece. You can't move it, but you can mark it. I could piss on it, but I can't knock it over. It's just, this is soulless game design. Fucking soulless and lazy. And I can't believe Skyrim, of all fucking games, the game that's super shallow, has more soul put into it than this one. You can't even fucking get rid of this thing! It's disgusting! Get away from me! Hey look, I managed to get into landscape.
I happen to go on other content creators' comment section, and I noticed that one of the biggest criticisms that they get is that they constantly complain that games are woke. Because the implication is that the game is absolutely perfect, it just happens to be woke, right? Like, there's nothing to criticize about it besides pronouns, maybe a little bit of the cringe story and character design. But other than that, the game is really fun and amazing. And you're just stuck on this shallow level of superficial criticism. And, you know, like these YouTubers, people like us, are what's preventing the market from really enjoying the game. Okay, so how's this for criticism?
Look how fucking shit this is. Nothing is interactable. Everything is just a fucking set piece. A frozen set piece. The last time I've seen this is in the game Rage. And that enraged me. That everything is just frozen in place. You have all these bodies. Uninteractable. You have all this stuff. Uninteractable. This right here, right? You can't move it around. No physics. You have the stuff on the bench or the desk or whatever. Can't look. You're leaving marks on the set piece. You can't move it, but you can mark it. I could piss on it, but I can't knock it over. It's just, this is soulless game design. Fucking soulless and lazy. And I can't believe Skyrim, of all fucking games, the game that's super shallow, has more soul put into it than this one. You can't even fucking get rid of this thing! It's disgusting! Get away from me! Hey look, I managed to get into landscape.
What was that enough? Is that criticism showing that it's not woke? Maybe because wokeness and incompetence goes hand in hand, you fucking moron. Maybe because you're woke, you're also too incompetent to notice the fucking pattern. When I say a game is woke, it's end of fucking story. That's it. C'est fini. There is nothing else. The game is absolute trash and it's absolute garbage because the people making them are imbeciles. They're actually focused on spreading their political message, their ideology of inclusivity, of diversity, trumping the idea of making an entertaining product. The games are objectively inferior. Like, if you play a game from a decade ago and the engine is better and you can have better physics and it does more things to the point where if Skyrim came out today, it would look like an innovation compared to this much more expensive game that had more people designing it, that had more resources and technology, then you can objectively say that the game is shit. Now, if you want to play mediocre games, I'm not going to stop you, but what I'm not going to do is lie to you. Like I will show you the actual footage, and you know, it's not just my channel. Like we live in 2025, all right? Word of mouth isn't the issue anymore. People can actually go and see Let's Plays. Like, you can actually go on a stream from some idiot that's actually suffering playing this garbage, and you can see for yourself if it's a game you would enjoy or not. I really hate the idea that on one hand you have hundreds of millions of dollars in marketing to the point where they even bought a commercial in New York City Times Square, where they are botting social media, astroturfing, and pushing the game like no tomorrow, where they have got YouTube to remove the dislike button. This was under the pressure of for-profit corporations, because whenever they released a trailer, they would actually see what the peasantry thinks. When they have journalists in their pockets publishing articles like this, and on the other side, you have a troll YouTuber that just says your game is gay, and that apparently is enough to completely tank and destroy your product. Like, let's get real for a bit. You know, this is not YouTubers to blame. This is the fact that you are making a shitty game. On the other hand, you have things like Stellar Blade, right? Which, when it came out, it freaked the living shit out of video game journalists. And all they did was to try and tarnish it, discredit it, mock it, ridicule it. But word of mouth still managed to sell, because this is the reality. If you have a good product, no amount of bad publicity is going to stop the product from selling. And so I'm looking at these articles, right? Which, again, you can see that they are part of the marketing team. Whether the journalists here are working with the company, or it just so happens, or maybe, you know, they have like a lot of money from Microsoft to buy ads on their site, so like they feel as if it's an obligation to shield this game. But look at it, right? Like, look how much they're talking about it. Avowed, food theft quests, Avowed. Like, and then you have like advertisements for Avowed and stuff, right? Like, now, here's the problem. I don't mind that they're talking so much about Avowed, but what I do mind is when they talk shit. Like, Avowed is already a big hit on Steam. Like, wow, Jesus Christ, really? It sells that well? And you know, like, this causes a little bit of a dissonance to me, because, like, everyone that plays it, and again, it's not just the streamers, but you go into the comment section and you see people saying it's mediocre. And you don't see memes with the game coming out. You don't see people making fan art of the game. You don't really see the Avowed community flourishing, right? Because when you talk about successful games like Skyrim, Baldur's Gate, like all the others, like they had flourishing communities. They had memes. They were a pop culture thing. So now you're telling me that Avowed is actually the one selling. And when you read the article, it talks about how the title is a solid addition to February 2025 release, the launch of heavyweight strategy game Civ 7. You see what they're doing? You see what they are doing, right? Like, they're comparing a shit game with another shit game. Like, Civilization, the franchise, is actually a heavyweight strategy game. But Civilization 7, because it's made by woke people, it's absolute shit. Like, you can go on any person that live streams Civ 7 and you can convince yourself of this. I don't have to show you. You can even go on the Steam forum and you can check the reviews, not from the average player, but the people that spend $100 to play early. The people that are so hardcore fans that they spend so much cash in order to play it, and they were absolutely disappointed with Civ 7, right? So, like, you have a franchise that released a shit game, and then you're saying, well, our game is better because it's a little bit above the slop that is Civ 7, which, by the way, in the opinion of many people, is not a finished product, right? So, like, congratulations, you know, you're comparing yourself with a 2, and you're concluding that you're a 5. So now you're patting yourself on the back. But listen to this, right? They go on and they say that Avowed is set in a world, blah, blah, blah. So, like, this is sponsored content, pretty much. Like, they're now advertising the game. And they say that it's the #1 selling game on the US chart. Oh, goodness gracious. The SteamDB recorded Avowed at 9,000 active players. Holy shit, I mean, that sounds a lot, right? Like, 9,000 people are playing the game. Well, Baldur's Gate 3 was having over 100,000 active player a day 5 months ago. And now it still gets around 50,000, 40,000. And this is a game that was released more than a year ago. And people are still playing it today. So you want to brag about the fact that you released a brand new AAA title, which again was advertised in New York City Times Square, and you had like all these people shilling it and astroturfing it, and you can't even get 10,000 concurrent players. And you're calling this a success. Wow, this gives me Velgard vibes. You know what's the interesting part about it? Is that this is also part of the marketing. This is what they're doing. They're basically trying to say, look how popular the game is, you're missing out for not playing it. Which, by the way, would work out if I actually had people in my friend list, in my circle, saying, wow, this game is amazing, V, you should give it a try. But I don't have any of that. What I do have is people like Arch telling me how much they suffer through the fucking game. And there's also people saying, well, V, you can't talk about it unless you play it. Oh, so I can't say something is shit unless I put it in my mouth? Like, how am I supposed to punish these corporations? How am I supposed to send them the message that this stuff is not enjoyable? So in your mind, I have to pay them cash, right? Like, I should give them $70 so I can play the game and then think, oh, okay, this is bad, I don't like it. Leave a negative review. So that they can then make a sequel or some shit, charge me again $70, so yet again I have to play it, right? Is this like how a healthy market works? No, like the way it works is that if you like, let's say cars, and you see a Volkswagen, the new model, and it looks like a Trabant, and then the people who drive it, they say that it's a horrible car. From any point of view, it breaks easily, it's difficult to find parts, it's very expensive to repair it, people are having constant issues with it. Do you need to buy that fucking car so that you can say to other people that it's bad? Like, no, I have full disclosure. I'm exactly explaining to you how I arrived to my conclusion, and I'm showing you the footage. Now, if you disbelieve me and you think I'm full of shit, go ahead, buy the game. Fucking buy it. Buy it, play it. Like, I'm not stopping you. I can't do anything to prevent people from not playing it. Go on, you know, like, maybe I'm full of shit. Go on, pick it up and play it. Tell me how it went. In the meantime, I'll see you all in the comment section. Take care.
So you're a gamer. You climb to the top of a tower, right? And then you see this. What do you think should happen? Yeah, this game fucking sucks.